What's up, guys? Welcome to Maths with Gaston. Did you know that there's a simple way that you can solve cubic functions without any hassle, without any struggling at all? On this video, I'm going to show you how to do that in less than 5 minutes. So please stay tuned. You might want to watch this video until the end. I've got two examples to share with you guys, and after that I'm sure you won't be able to struggle with cubic function or any factorization that concerns cubic function where you have to find the factors rather. So stay tuned. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Let's go. So now, guys, let's have a look at the examples that we have here. We have got a cubic function that is given to us by f of x. It's equals to x cubed minus 5x squared minus 4x plus 3. So now, if you were to ask to factorize this cubic function, what you would do, you are going to look for one value which, when you substitute here, is going to give you 0. So let's go ahead and do this. So now, if we have a look at this one here, if we were to substitute, because I've already checked this one, guys, if you were to substitute 3 here, if you were to substitute 3 here in this one, you will find that when you put 3 here, is going to give you 0. But the most important thing that I want to show you here is going to give you 0, which means when x is equals to 3, it's one of the factors. So now, definitely, so what we have here, in this case, we are going to have something like this when we have minus 3, and then in this case now we need to find out what is going to be here. So this is the most critical part that I would like to indicate here in this case. So now, what are we looking for? We're looking for 2x cubed. So here we're going to have 2x squared. All right, and that's how you would find this term here. So now, what are you looking for now? Again, you are looking for the middle term. So for the middle term, for now, we don't know what it is. We're just gonna put bx. And then for the last term, you are looking for the term that when you multiply is going to give you 3 here at the end. You already have negative 3 here, so you are going to just put plus 1 here, so that when you say negative 3 times 1 will give you let me rather check this one here. You rather put negative here. Put negative 1 here, so that it gives you positive there at the end. All right, great stuff. So now, when you move now, you're gonna come here and see, now you must look for this b here. The most critical thing is to look for b. So b is associated with what? With x. So what are you looking for here? In this case, you are looking for anything that has got a square in it. So it means you are looking for the one that is got a square, and everything when you remove the bracket here will give you a square. So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna work aside here. You're going to say, okay, this x times bx will give us bx squared. All right, so which other part will give you x squared here? Is negative 3 times negative 2. So the other one is coming from here, x times bx, all right, gives you bx squared, and then negative 3 times 2x squared will give you negative 6x squared. All right, so now all of these two terms needs to be equal to the one that has got a square here on the original equation. So which is what? Which is negative 5x squared. All right, so therefore what you can do now is to solve for b. So we're gonna take negative 6 squared to the other side. So b squared is going to be negative 5x squared plus 6x squared. All right, so I hope you guys can see what is happening here in this case. So now we are solving for b. So therefore we're going to have x squared here. So now what is left, you need to divide both sides by x squared. We are going to divide both sides by x squared here. So therefore b will be equal to 1. All right, so therefore if you were to continue now to solve this equation, you are going to have now, in this case, you're going to have x minus 3 and then 2x squared, b is equal to 1 plus x because b is 1 minus 1. So therefore you can factorize further and say minus 3, and therefore when you factorize this further, is going to give you 2x. Guys, you already know, if you're in grade 12, you already know how to factorize trinomials, so I can't trust it any further that it is very, very important to understand how to factorize trinomials. So now in this case, we've got the 2 and the x, and then if we're looking for multiples of 1, which is 1 and the 1, the other one needs to be negative, the other one needs to be positive, so therefore this will be positive, this one will be negative, and therefore that's how you would solve this cubic function. Guys, I think let's do one more example. Please make sure that you stay tuned. Let's do one more example on this one, which is number 2. So number 2 here, it is given to us by negative x cubed plus 5x squared plus 8x minus 12. All right, so therefore in this case we're gonna do what we did initially. Again, we are looking for one term. We're gonna try out 1. If we substitute 1 in this equation, what does it give us thereof? So where we go, we're just checking if we substitute 1. If we substitute 1, we can see that this definitely gives us a 0. So therefore, if x is equals to 1, will give us a 0. It means 1 is one of the factors. But when we put it in the bracket, we're going to put it as x minus 1 because 1 is a factor, so that when you solve here, it gives you 1 and not negative 1. So hence here, it will be a negative. So let's move on. So now we are going to look for the other terms here. What did I say? We said we're going to put x squared here. So for us to have the last term, we don't know the middle term here. We're just going to put bx. For us to have the last term, which is negative 12 there, we need to say 1 times how much will give us negative 12. 1 times positive 12 will give us that. So therefore now we're going to come here and work out like the way we did initially. Which ones will give us a square here? Is going to be x times bx will give us what? Bx squared, and then negative 1 times negative x squared. Okay, negative 1 times negative x squared will give us it will give us what? Positive x squared. But this everything needs to be equal to this square here. All right, I think I made a mistake here on this equation. This should be squared. Yes, so this will be squared here. Please take note of the correction that I did here on this one here. So therefore this will be positive 5x squared. So everything else will be equal to that squared, and then we need to solve for b now. So bx squared, then we take then negative that side is going to be negative x squared, and then thereof is going to be bx squared, which is going to give us 4x squared. When you divide both sides by x squared, we are going to have b is equal to 4. All right, so now when you have b is equals to 4, this simply means now our equation will be like this: x negative 1. Okay, I hope you're getting it, guys. If you're not getting it, please leave a comment on the comment section below. So what you're gonna have x squared here plus 4x plus 12. All right, rather negative, am I right? Yeah, negative x squared here, negative x squared here. So now what you can do, you can take out that negative from the trinomial, so that you are left with x squared minus 4 minus 12. Therefore we need to factorize this further. I have taken out negative as a common factor, so to factorize this further, we're gonna have x here, negative 6, and then 2 numbers. So when you multiply them together, they give you 12. Is just going to be positive 2, and it's equal to 0. And that's how you will deal with trinomials, guys. This is the most critical part that I wanted to highlight, because I've seen that most of us, we do struggle when it comes to cubic function or cubic equations, when you need to factorize them and find all the 3 factors. I am Gaston Mapala. Please make sure that I see you on the next upload.